So I heard Julie's clock goes off, and you know what that means? It means it's time for us to start.
Yeah.
I'm done.
So hopefully we'll have some more of our hiking club members join in the next couple of minutes, but we want to get started. And I'll first start off by saying, Jumbo, Jumbo, hello, hello, and welcome to this session about Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. Who was able to watch any of the videos that I sent out?
Not me.
Okay, so most of you guys, well, then I'm going to need your help to answer some of the questions, some of the prompts that went along with those videos as we go through our meeting today. And the word jumbo, I'd like to explain that a little bit more. In Africa, and specifically around Mount Kilimanjaro, the language that you hear spoken a lot is Swahili. So you'll hear Swahili, you'll hear some who speak in English, but the word jumbo means hello, how are you? Anybody else want to try that word?
Hello.
Jumbo.
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 It's a fun word to say.
Jumbo. It sounds kind of like a Disney movie, Jumbo.
It reminds me of that juice stand, Jamba Juice.
Oh, and don't forget about the elephant movie too. Don't forget about that one.
Yeah.
Can anyone think of a Disney movie that had the setting in Africa? Julie.
I'm not sure about this. The Lion King.
Nice job, Julie. Yes. The Lion King was set in Africa. And there's an expression that they used in that movie that means no worries. Does anyone know what that is?
No worries. That's a beautiful day.
Yeah, Julie.
Nice. Ooh, you've got some pipes, Julie.
Thanks.
So Julie is right. She is right. Hakuna Matata. That means no worries. And just a minute here, guys.
I finally woke up enough where I could join.
Oh, Emily, I'm so glad.
Yeah, it just took a little longer from the Benadryl drowsiness to wear off, and I had to wait for it to wear off before I could chime in.
Well, good. We were just saying Hakuna Matata.
I have that song downloaded from the Therapeutic Pool Party, and I have it on the new Lion King album, but I just had to wait for myself to get better before I could join.
Okay.
My iPad's on a new pillow pad that I got on Amazon, and I'm able to see everybody easier.
Good, good.
It's just my room's darker because I have my light off to make sure that minor headache doesn't come back.
Okay. Elaine, can you welcome Philip in here? I have to step away for just a moment.
Yes, yes. So you guys, as Philip is joining us. Hello, Phil.
Hi, Tyrese.
What, Phil?
Hold on.
I got a fire stick.
There we go.
I'll tell you what, you guys sure have a lot of technology going on. Everybody seems to be up on their technology. I'm going to have to take some tips from you guys.
Can you see me okay on this pillow pad?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys all look great.
We can see you just fine.
So has anybody, raise your hand if you've seen that movie, The Lion King?
I've seen this movie.
I've seen the new one.
Okay.
I've seen this movie.
I think so I wonder, Michelle, will that give us any insight into what the terrain is like?
The Lion King?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, later on, I'm going to ask you what kind of animals you remember seeing in the movie. Because some of those animals you will find in Africa in real life.
Cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. So first off, you know I love to see where we are on the map. We, being in Africa, Mount Kilimanjaro, are pretty far from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So here I have a globe. Has anybody seen a globe before?
I see it.
Yes.
So this globe is pretty old, and it's not totally to scale, but here is Africa. And what you'll see is it opens up. It's like a clam.
That's cool.
But this line right here, this is the equator. So Mount Kilimanjaro is right along the equator in Africa, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
That's right. And we are over here in this area of the world. So it's not totally to scale, like I said, but it is fun to see it on a globe. And a couple things I want to show you about Mount Kilimanjaro. I'm going to start to share my screen so that we can see just how tall it is compared to some of these other mountains that we've either already explored or may be exploring in the future. So Mount Kilimanjaro is one of the 7 summits in the world. And here I'll show you. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So here, the tallest mountain in the world is Mount Everest. And that is right here. That's located in Asia. We've been to another mountain in Asia, in that area. Can anyone remember what that mountain was called?
I have no clue.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Philip, you
I
remember?
do.
What is it?
We have 848 million.
Well, that's how tall Everest is. Yes.
Can you give us what did it start with? Give us a clue.
It starts with a K.
Kilimanjaro.
No.
Oh, that's not.
Oh, Philip.
And it was right on the border of Nepal and China.
Nepal, yeah.
Everest.
Everest.
You want me to tell you? Okay, this mountain that we had explored, it was maybe more than a month ago, was K2. Do you remember that really intense mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, K2. So, and it was about as tall, this is in meters that they're showing us, but in feet, Everest is almost 30,000 feet. K2 was just a little shorter than that. So K2 would have been somewhere around here where my cursor is. And that was in Asia. Now in South America, it's Aconcagua. In North America, it's Denali. And we explored there a little bit in Alaska. And after that, it's Kilimanjaro in Africa, which is located in Tanzania in Africa. So Kilimanjaro is 19,340 feet tall.
Wow.
That's really high.
Wow.
It is really high. It is really high. And remember, we talked about elevation and how difficult it is to breathe. That was something that from the first video that you watched, you might have picked up on altitude sickness. So after you reach a certain elevation, certain feet above sea level, it becomes very hard to breathe because there's less oxygen in the air. So you have labored breathing as you're hiking, and some people get really sick, which can be stomach cramps, can be headaches, can be nausea. Those are all a part of altitude sickness.
That's why I was late today, because I was getting over drowsiness in my medicine that I had to take for a headache.
Yeah, so you know what it feels like, Emily, to get a piece of altitude sickness. And did you know that 77% of people who climb to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro, they experience altitude sickness? So the chances are pretty high that if you go, because you have to climb so high, up to 19,000 feet, you might experience some of those symptoms.
Yeah, my sister experiences altitude sickness when we used to go skiing in Denver, Colorado.
That's right, because there's some high elevation up in the mountains in Denver. Kendall, did you have something to add?
Speaking about Emily, when she said about her headaches, and I get headaches pretty easily from storms, and they start on my left, and then they move right in my middle, and then they move to my right, which
isn't that amazing? It's amazing how they travel around. So
I caught my headache, which is a slight migraine, at the earliest stage and treated it right away so I wouldn't have to miss the whole meeting.
Wonderful, Emily. We are so
But
glad.
if I were to have to miss the whole meeting, I would send you and Elaine a text and let y'all know.
Perfect. So here's some more interesting things about the mountain. It is freestanding. Does anyone know what that means?
Freestanding?
Yeah, what does it mean for a mountain to be freestanding?
I have no clue, man.
Does that mean it doesn't have people standing below it, supporting it on their back?
I gotta get me some water.
So freestanding means it's not a part of a mountain range. It's just its own mountain. So when we went to Olympic National Park, then that was a part of a mountain range. Mount Olympus was a part of this big range, just like the Cascades, the Rockies, the Appalachians, those are all mountain ranges, but Kilimanjaro is just a mountain on its own, and it's actually a volcano.
A volcano?
A volcano. But before you get too excited about that, it has not been active for well over 10,000 years.
Phew.
Scientists believe that it could erupt again, though. And you'll see kind of like, if you've heard of Mount St. Helens, out kind of on my turf in Washington, you'll see a big crater in the mountain from when it erupted. Mount Kilimanjaro, as we'll see further on, there's a big crater on top.
I'm going out to the car to put this stuff in it so I don't forget it.
Move your arm, Beth. I can get this.
Hey, Michelle.
Yes.
So is this what you mean? I have a question. When you say freestanding, I'm not as good of an artist as some of these others, but.
Oh,
whoa!
Elaine,
Nice.
hold up there so I can spotlight you.
You're so good, Miss Elaine.
So as Elaine,
That's so good.
in the background, this is a range, but then up in front, that's Mount Kilimanjaro on its own. Nice, Elaine. I love that.
Thanks, guys. I'm trying, you know.
I go, Elaine.
You get better and better as you keep going. Once, yeah, if you keep drawing, like Miss Park said, and keep going, as I
We've
did.
got so many artistes in the room, in our Zoom room.
Oh, Zoom room.
Zoom room. So, I have something really cool to show you guys. In the first video, this is actually one of our questions.
Hey, Michelle, I'll be right back.
Okay, Kendall. In the first video, did you see or hear some singing at any point in the video?
No.
Singing and dancing?
Yes.
Alex says yes. So that is what the porters would do in the morning to get themselves ready and psyched for the day. And we have a song that we're going to listen to, and I have the words translated from Swahili into English so that we know what they're singing. So I'm going to read the words to you first, and then we'll listen to them sing. And you can feel free to dance, sing along, whatever you want to do when we play this video. So this is called, let me see. I'm trying to get it pulled up here so we're ready to go. Well, I'll read the lyrics to you for this song. It says, Jumbo Jumbo, or hello, hello. How are you? Very well. Guests, you are welcome. Kilimanjaro? No trouble. Or Hakuna Matata. Walk slowly, slowly. No trouble. You'll get there safe. no trouble. Drink plenty of water. Hakuna Matata. Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro. Kilimanjaro, such a high mountain. Also Mawenzi, Mawenzi. Also Mawenzi, such a high mountain. Like a snake, like a snake. Like a snake you wrap around me. You wrap around me, you wrap around me, trying to eat me like a piece of meat.
Wow.
Oh,
I got trouble with my.
So that's the English translation of this song. Are you ready to hear it?
Yeah. Let's do
Yes.
it.
Okay.
What a wonderful phrase.
Oh, here you can see, by the way, where it is on the equator. It's down here near Kenya.
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 Let's do this.
Giving you all a sneak peek as I find it. Here we go. Okay, this is called Jambo Bwana. And remember, Jambo means hello. And what is no worries? How do you say no worries in Swahili?
Hakuna Matata.
Thank you, Julie.
Hakuna Matata.
Kilimanjaro, 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 mlima mrefu sana. Kilimanjaro, 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 mlima mrefu sana. Na mawezi, na mawezi, na mawezi, na mawezi, mlima mrefu sana. Na mawezi, na mawezi, na mawezi, na mawezi, mlima mrefu sana. Ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, mbona walizunguka? Ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, mbona walizunguka? Walizunguka, 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 wataka kunila nyama. Walizunguka, 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 wataka kunila nyama. Wanaume, wanaume, jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa Kilimanjaro, hatuna matata, hakuna matata, lava mlipita, hakuna matata, Barango mkalala, hakuna matata, Karanga mlilala, hakuna matata, Marafu mlipika, hakuna matata, Uhuru mletoboa, hakuna matata, Karudi na mweka, hakuna matata, Mboneka mtatoa, hakuna matata, na watu watafurahi, hakuna matata, mifuko itajaa, hakuna matata, baadaye ndiyo mjini, hakuna matata, jambo, jambo bwana, nzuri sana, hakuna matata.
I know so a bunch. I screenshotted the name of the song so I can download it if I find it.
Oh, perfect, Emily. I can send it to you as well. Did you like that song?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got a good beat. It's got a good rhythm. And that was all just them singing. There were no instruments in that.
Right.
So that is the Jambo song. Welcome to Kilimanjaro. So what I have for the rest of our time together, we have about 20 to 25 minutes left. And I wanted to show you some video clips of the mountain itself and what hiking looks like on the mountain. You saw some in the first video, and we'll just go through. I'm going to break apart this video, and it takes up about 5 minutes total. So I'll be jumping from point to point in the video so you can kind of see what the summit part looks like. And after that, we'll talk more about the plant life and the wildlife, all the animals that we'll see on Mount Kilimanjaro or in Africa. Is there any questions so far? Anything anybody wants to talk about? Philip?
No. Well, I saw Timon and Pumbaa saying Hakuna Matata.
We'll all be just singing Hakuna Matata for the rest of the day after this.
Oh, Emily's using the little thumbs up emoji.
Yeah, but it's only going to me, though.
Well,
And the seal.
yes, Julie.
Talking about the Lion King, have you seen the second one?
The second one?
Yes, it is really
I
good.
haven't seen it yet.
It's
I'll have
really
to put
cute,
that on my
too.
bucket list.
We saw the Lion King with my mom. And my
agree,
dad
Julie.
too. With the live action and the animation at the same time.
Nice, nice.
They said the second one was really good in the first one.
Okay. Well, I will have to watch that, Julie.
And there's a
So,
prequel to that where it's Lion King 1.5.
1.5? Yeah, I remember that.
It was from Timon and Pumbaa's perspective.
All right, you guys. I'm going to share my screen again for this video.
Hey, Michelle, before you do, today I'm very tired, so you might not hear me talk for a long while.
That's all right, Kendall. You can just take it all in. No pressure.
Oh, didn't I mention, Michelle?
Yes, sir.
Copeland and Kiara are one of King and Queen of a Pride Land.
Okay. I
And
didn't
guess
know
what?
that.
And one of Violet Hazard's family.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing, Philip.
And there's also a TV show.
Elaine, if you got something, you're muted.
I was just going to say, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to see what it's like to hike on Kilimanjaro.
Me too. So let me tell you a little bit about this video. It is the sequel, so it's the second part to that first video that I sent out last Friday. So he cut it off before he reached the summit. This next video is the climb to the very top, or the summit. And something unique about Mount Kilimanjaro is that you don't need any technical equipment like ropes to climb up. It's considered one of the easier hikes, even though he keeps saying it's the hardest thing he's ever done in his life. And the reason for that is you can just walk. An expression that they use is pole pole, which means slowly, slowly. That's the expression for the mountain. The mountain moves slowly, and that's the key to reaching the top. If you move too fast, then you get altitude sickness really badly. So you have to move very slowly. Pole pole.
Tired.
Hey.
You have to feel it.
So this will be for the next about 5 minutes. We'll be watching part of this video together.
Whoa.
19,341 feet above the clouds.
Yeah, that's tall.
Crater of Mount Kilimanjaro? Well, you might as well be on Mars. Why do humans see a mountain? And for the adventurous few, we're so captivated, so enchanted with the idea of standing on top of the world that we push ourselves past our physical and mental breaking points for just a few moments of freedom. That's what it was. It was freedom. In this film, I make the final push to the summit of Uruhu Peak on Mount Kilimanjaro. Eric Conover here from 15,200 feet above the plains of Tanzania on the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro, just about 4,000 feet from the summit right behind me. The last time you saw me, I was hurting pretty bad.
That's not good. That is so not good.
The altitude this hard as I feel it right now. Mount Kilimanjaro has its own weather. Weather systems form when the air hits the mountain and uplifts, and these thunderstorms pop up out of nowhere. Real.
That's
So you
insane.
remember, I'm going to pause here for a moment. In that first video, they started down in the tropics. It was very hot and very humid. And now, as they're higher up in elevation, it's very cold. So we're going to zoom ahead and see.
He's like got goggles, hat, gloves,
That's
jacket,
right.
scarf, everything.
Yes, yes.
Kidding. The real men are the porters.
I know what
The
happens
real
in
men.
the
They
TikTok.
carry
I know what
all the
happens.
gear up here. We just
So
have our
much.
day packs. I'm just hoping tomorrow for the summit we have a clear day to actually see, the glaciers and all that, because this, you can't even see. Camp is right over that way. Camp's right here. Gonna head into the mess hall, get some tea, warm up nice. Alright, time to get warm. So tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is the day where we go over the Western Breach. The Western Breach is a rock face scramble that goes straight up. We're going from 16,000 to 18,500, I believe. We just had a gear check where we went over our helmets, the lights, and all that, because this is the most technical part of this Kilimanjaro summit, is the Western Breach. This is for avalanche, rock slide? Rock slide. Tomorrow morning we are waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, hitting it very early so we can be up there at sunrise. It's gotta be at least minus 20. The tent is frozen over. And today we're doing it. We're going for it. Surprisingly, I'm not as tired as I seem. Either that or I'm delusional.
They're starting at 3 o'clock.
I remember thinking that I've never felt such a sense of pure isolation. That doesn't exist at this height. You're sucking wind. We're making our push up the Western Breach up here. Snowpack. We got Sederock. We got Joseph. We got Patrick. Let's do this. The Western Breach is known as one of the hardest routes to get to the top of Kilimanjaro, and this morning we found out why.
You know what, guys?
What's up?
We're still in a danger zone. We are going to traverse to the right from there. Almost will be 70% out of danger zone.
Okay. The breach was a rock slide, and it's only held together at night during the deep freeze. It's always hard to tell on camera, but turning around was like a shot of vertigo. The climb never seemed to end until it did. After 6 hours of trekking, we finally breached the wall into the crater of Mount Kilimanjaro. We found ourselves on what looked like another planet. Snow as far as the eye can see, a blinding white with glaciers off in the distance, massive glaciers. In the middle there's a mountain rising up, and in the center a pit of sulfur, the heart of Kibo. I can't breathe. The Western Breach, hands down, the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life. You couldn't really tell from the video, but it was basically a 2,000-foot vertical. The air where we are right now is half of what you're breathing right now if you're at sea level. We have made it to the crater camp of Mount Kilimanjaro. Way off in the distance this way, that's Mount Meru. That's the other volcano in the chain. The spirits are high, stomach's uneasy.
Spirits definitely high though.
Spirits are, to get up here, it's like we're on another planet. It's so barren. Surprisingly, I actually feel very, very good. And the thing is, I trained for this. I trained for about 2 months before I came on this trip, so I'm dealing with the oxygen pretty well. But I can't even describe this place, man. Taking a walk around this place, we're right by the glaciers, and we finally came over to the sulfur, and it's very fine beach sand. It's incredible to see this huge block of ice right next to this dry sand. But we're gonna go head over and set up camp, crater camp for the night, and then either this afternoon or tomorrow we're gonna be over here at the actual summit of Mount Kilimanjaro. The same day that we made the summit push. I keep mentioning the cold this, the cold that. It was so cold. It's 10 hours later, the same day that we made the summit push. I am in a lush rainforest about 10,000 feet. For the past
So did you catch that, you guys? It's the same day from when he was at the peak of the mountain, and now he's back in the rainforest.
What?
That's right. Okay, we'll keep going.
Well,
Now this next
he was like, he said he couldn't really, I'm guessing he can't really feel his feet right now because
yeah, so he's going to explain that. And the thing is, he's going to talk about frostbite. So
I know what happens when
if you're squeamish, you'll want to look away.
Oh boy.
Well, no.
2 days, I couldn't really feel my feet, and it was so cold I didn't take my socks off. I just got to the tent here, and I took off my socks. If you are squeamish in any way, look away right now. But this is the first stage of frostbite on my big toe. This is some serious stuff, and anyone who wants to climb Kilimanjaro and takes the Western Bridge route, which is a longer route, no time in the cold. This morning when we woke up, it was minus 15, and it was minus 5 in the tent. Kilimanjaro, you know, it's a steep mountain and it's tough. Don't get me wrong. Even if you are incredibly fit, 77% of the people who climb Kilimanjaro experience AMS, acute mountain sickness. 77%. It's almost unavoidable unless you're from an area that is already at a high elevation. But anyway, back to the story. This is me looking like an old man fighting the worst stomach pains I've ever felt, making the final to the summit at sunrise over the crater in the bitter cold.
Oh, she's a mess.
He made it!
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
So that man, he climbed Mount Kilimanjaro just last fall. I think it was November of 2019. So less than a year ago, all of that footage was made for the video.
But poor guy though.
Yeah.
Do you have stomach pains like that?
It's pretty hard. And like he said, it got down to negative 10 degrees outside.
And then his tent said that was -5, so.
It's very cold. So you have to be ready for hot weather in the beginning of the hike and really cold weather when you get to the top and you summit the mountain. So that trip that he took was supposed to be 9 days total. It ended up being, I think, a day longer because of that storm that came up at the end of the first video, and they had to go back down and then hike up again the next day.
9 whole days?
9 whole days, Philip. That's a long time to be on the mountain.
Yes, it is.
So let me ask you a few questions. They talked about a danger zone. Do you remember that point? Anybody remember how tall that was in feet to reach the danger zone?
AA.
Julie, you got a guess?
AA.
What do you think, Julie?
114 feet.
Hey, you're close. Just add another 0 on there and give it another 1,000.
4,000.
15,000 feet.
50,000.
Yeah, that's the danger zone. And so I thought this was so fascinating in the video that when he said, hey guys, we're still in the danger zone, they had to leave their camp at 3 o'clock in the morning and hike up that part because it's an avalanche area. So because it's so cold at night in the negative temps, everything's kept in place. But if it warms up, if you're there too late in the day, then you could have an avalanche because the snow is melting with the heat rising during the day. So that's why they had to leave at 3 o'clock.
I don't like avalanche.
Yeah, and that's why they had to wear their helmets in case there was any avalanche. Anybody remember how long he had to train before he hiked the mountain?
A long time.
A long time. Any guesses?
58,048.
That's about 60.
60 days, Julie?
Yeah.
Nice job. Yeah, he said he had to train for 2 months or 60 days before hiking up to Mount Kilimanjaro? Okay, I have another question for you. What do the porters and the guides do every morning?
Eat breakfast.
That's a great thought, Jimmy. I'm sure they do eat breakfast. What else do they do that we did with them at the beginning of our meeting today? Elaine's showing you.
Talk and have conversation.
They did their song and dance, right?
Yeah.
Song and dance.
That's right. Every morning they would do that to get ready for the hike.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. And then one more thing, does anyone know what Kilimanjaro means? We learned about this in the other video that I sent out last week.
Hello?
You know, Julie?
Hello?
Jumbo.
Jumbo.
Jumbo, hello. Yeah, but what does Kilimanjaro mean? The word itself.
No words.
No words, I'll tell you. Kilimanjaro means the hard mountain to conquer. That's what some people have interpreted.
The hard mountain to conquer.
The hard mountain to conquer. As we could see in those videos, it looked pretty tough to climb all the way to the top.
And Hakuna Matata means no worries.
That's right, it does.
Yeah, Bill?
So from here, who wants to learn more about the animals?
I do.
Yeah? Can you tell me, from either watching The Lion King or from your own research, what animals would you expect to find in Africa?
I know.
Lions.
Lions. Tyrese? What do you think, buddy?
With the lion, tomorrow's the meerkat, with the warthog, and not the other lion.
You're cutting up a little bit, Tyrese. We didn't totally hear that.
Description and a
Can you say it again?
Yeah, I'll say that one more time. Still.
Hey, Tyrese, can you actually type it into the chat box? You sound like you're underwater.
Right.
So while Tyrese is doing that, what other animals would you expect to find in Africa?
I know.
Philip, what do you think?
Well, we saw a hippopotamus.
Very good. Hippopotamus. Yes. Julie. Oh, you're muted, Julie. There you go.
Is it a lion?
Yep, a lion. Yeah, we'll definitely find lions there. What do lions chase?
Riots.
Say that again?
She said lunch.
That's like that song that we were singing. Trying to eat me like a piece of meat. So you would find them hunting gazelles. Maybe, what's black and white with stripes? What is that called?
A zebra.
Yeah, good job, zebra. Yeah. Anything else you can think of that you would find in Africa?
I know.
Oh, we've got something from Tyrese, and then I'll come back to you, Phil. Tyrese says favorite characters from Lion King are Simba and Nala. And what kind of animals were those? Lions.
Lions. Tag of him bell cho ma.
Oh my.
Exactly.
Now that we find any bears in Africa, though. Lions and tigers, yes.
Bell cho ma.
Oh. What, Rachel?
Giraffes.
Nice. Giraffes. That's right. And if you did not know this, the Chattanooga Zoo just got giraffes as an addition to the zoo. Yeah.
A giraffe
and they're open.
in Chattanooga?
So if you're venturing out, you might want to check it out.
Really?
Yeah, there's giraffes in Chattanooga right now.
Lions?
Really?
Doesn't Kilimanjaro have lions?
So I'm going to show us a short video that'll show you some of the different animals. And I have 2 different videos. Kindle, yes.
Doesn't Kilimanjaro have lions?
Yes, that's something we can all agree on. We expect to see lions in Africa.
And lots of birds.
Yes, lots and lots of birds. So there's a very unique animal in Africa and around Mount Kilimanjaro, and it's actually an antelope. So they have some footage of this antelope. It's very rare, and we'll get to see
Antelope?
And they saw a black cat, just kind of out of place in Africa. Yeah, so you'll get to see that too.
A panther?
Ooh. This one that I'm going to show you is not a panther. We'll get to see elephants too.
Elephant.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is the rare antelope and the black cats caught on film on Mount Kilimanjaro. Oh, hold on. I just finished watching it myself, so I have to go back.
No, play.
Okay, so it turns out not all laptops are created equal.
Okay.
There it is. So this is the rare antelope right here. It's very dark.
Okay.
Usually antelopes are not dark like that. It's called an Abbott Duker antelope, and it's not found anywhere else in the world. It only lives in Tanzania and wasn't even photographed until 2003. You see the baboons and monkeys? And there's Mount Kilimanjaro. So on the right, that's the black cat you were talking about. Yes. Here's some other animals. Serval cat whose coat is completely black.
Oh, servals. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, cute. Oh, God.
So here I want to show you some more, since we're already sharing my screen, of some really cute little elephants. And they're being cooled down by that muddy water.
There's the elephants. There's the elephants. Okay, that's cute.
It's like feeding a baby with a bottle.
Oh yeah, the Coast Guard Museum had a little exhibit doing that where they were fake elephants and you can see what
Here's
they
the
did.
giraffe. So this is in Kenya. This is a national park, and you can see there's a big city in the background. What are those? Zebras! Zebras! They're all just racing together. There's those hippos, Bill. And the birds, Rachel. Yay! And the rhinos. We didn't talk about those guys.
I think I know this. I know.
So I'm going to have to cut our video short right there because the time has flown by
Did you get the,
and we've run out of time. Well, who wants to go to Mount Kilimanjaro?
I'm going to Kilimanjaro. I'm going to Kenya.
I want to see all those animals.
Really hard beforehand. So
I'm going to
everybody,
Kenya.
So Michelle,
yes,
the
Kendall?
rhinos that we just saw, I know what they do. They just stand there and little special little birds go on their backs and they just pick up the little bugs they're on.
You're right, Kendall. They do. So you guys, thank you so much for coming. If you want to stick around, feel free to stick around and chat for a minute. Otherwise, feel free to leave too. I know you're all busy and you have things going on in your lives, but we certainly enjoyed meeting with you today and talking about an exciting place in Africa.
Yeah, you guys, it was great to see everybody.
Yeah. Good to see you too, Tyrese.
Great to see you too, Michelle.
So next week, we'll be coming back to the United States and exploring somewhere closer to home. And I'll send that information out on Friday with a couple of videos that you can watch beforehand.
Yes, ma'am.